morning, everybody. Welcome to the Greater Victoria Real Estate Show. It is Thursday, August 21st. I'm Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Convosin, and with us we have...
Hey, everybody. Andrew Plank coming to you from the beach in Tofino. Sorry for the background noise. If you can hear it, there was a seaplane flying overhead, but glad to be here. Sorry for the delay, guys. That's all on me.
No worries. And...
Jen Lowe, mortgage broker with Dominion Lending Center's Modern Mortgage Group. Nice to see you guys.
You too.
Nice to see you. How was your week, everybody?
Good for me. I've been away at the beach, like I said, so camping and enjoying and so forth, trying to avoid work where I could, but got to get back to it soon. How about you guys?
It is... Sorry, what?
I said, go ahead, Jane.
I've had a good week. It's kind of busy. I've got a lot of new listings coming up, surprisingly. I was trying to take this weekend to have some time, but it looks like I'll be working with some clients coming in from out of town. How about you, Jen?
It slowed down for me, definitely. Not as many active purchases. But definitely lots of inquiries, people wanting to get pre-approved, looking at the fall market.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And we have to start thinking about the fall market before it's actually here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, people are thinking about the spring market even at this time of year because, you know, a lot of people are asking, you know, should I wait till spring? You know, are the prices going to be higher? So these are all things that factor into, you know, how much time do I need to prepare my home for sale?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And the time is now while the sun is out and the light is good and we can get the photographer in when it's not busy. If we're listing in, I don't know, in the spring and everybody else is listing at the same time, it can be quite hard. So if you can, yep.
Honestly, people are thinking about it when they're sitting on the beach in Tofino and just enjoying their vacation time in August, right?
People go on vacation, they have some time to think and discuss, right? So sometimes they do make big life plans over the summer to say, you know what, it's time we did this. And, you know, what better place? So,
yeah.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about the hidden challenges behind deposits and down payment. And Jen is going to be hosting this part of the show. So take it away, Jen.
All right.
Talk about the financing.
Yeah, we'll start with a bit of a finance report here for this week. Inflation was sort of the topic of the week this week. It dropped from 1.9% to 1.7%. Which is good news. And the bond yields have dropped after having that news. So there's a chance that fixed rates may come down a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that. This is now, you know, whether or not the Bank of Canada will drop their overnight lending rate September 17th. It kind of increases that possibility.
I was talking to a realtor from the United States yesterday, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she thought that they're going to go down 0.5 point." I'm like, 0.5 point? Oh my God, that would be so big.
Well, yes, in the U.S., they're definitely talking about a drop to their rate, and usually we follow. So we'll see what happens.
And what is the rate right now? Sorry.
What
is the rate right now?
Prime rate right now is 4.95. And let's just say if that drops a 0.25 percentage point, that will definitely help those with variable rate mortgages.
Do you want me to ChatGPT to answer that?
My Siri is thinking I'm talking to them.
Okay, so let's go over the 7-day market watch first. Andrew, do you want to start off?
I'm not going to be able to read these on my phone, so if you wouldn't mind taking this.
He's being cool on the beach, people. Okay.
I can't read it.
new listings this week are at 277 compared to 266 last week. We have pendings at 152. That's compared to 134 last week. And we have 135 price decreases. That's compared to 146 last week. So I'm not exactly sure if these numbers, they feel slightly high, but expired listings, we are at 62. So that's not unexpected for me. I think we're going to see more next week as we come to the end of August and people make decisions as well. Okay, and so our list sale ratio is at 54.87% this week, and that's pretty good. It's up over last week at 53.8%. So, and then this month, net unconditional sales so far, I'm just going to go in and check the data. We're at 283 for the month of August so far this year. That's compared to 545 for August 2024. And new listings, we're at a total of 589 so far this month, and that's way less than August last year, where we were at 1,043. So it feels like we're just seeing a little less activity, and that's showing in our total active listings. We're at 3,605. That's down from last month, and it's up over last year though, where we were at 3,191. So interesting. So I had that discussion with some realtors. I'm like, are you taking listings that are overpriced?
Most do. I mean, it's not overpriced is subjective, right? Everyone's got an opinion, but if it's clearly overpriced and the seller is not realistic, then why would anyone want to put themselves through that? I mean, a lot of people will, because I guess agents do like having inventory. It creates inquiries and it creates more business potentially. But, you know, I'm in the business of selling homes, and I really don't want to, I mean, it's just not my approach. I'm going to talk to somebody and say, I don't think you have a realistic chance of selling. So that's my way.
Yeah, I mean, do you get inquiries when you have an overpriced listing? No, you don't. You don't get a lot.
It depends, I guess, on the price point in general and what kind of property it is and how unique it is. But I mean,
I don't think you do.
It can be tumbleweeds when you've got an overpriced listing, for sure, when it comes to buyers or agent showings. But you do get the odd buyer inquiry. I mean, all things being equal, if you had 20 listings, even if they're all overpriced, you're going to get inquiries. And I think that's this approach of some people. But when you think about the time, the cost, the energy, the mental and emotional energy that goes through for sellers who may not understand how overpriced their property is, it's really not, it's not good for anyone. But there is, I think, some philosophy in our business that, you know, take any listing, no matter what the price. Any listing is a good listing. So I
think it also depends. I don't know. Some people, like, I do notice that some people have a strategy of having overpriced listings, and they like having big numbers, and sellers like having big numbers there. And sometimes, you know, you get lucky and one sells. But I do find it's, anyway, when I was speaking with these realtors, so there are a dozen of them, we were talking about that on Monday, getting our business going for the fall in my mastermind group that I run. Anyway, and they were like, you know, if people aren't being realistic, I'm going to tell them to wait.
Okay.
So, because it's a challenge.
We'll go up in Jen's topic here. So.
Okay.
That's a good topic for another day, for sure, to dive into that more.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get to Jen's topic. So, Jen, tell us all about it.
All right. So, well, I'll take a look here. So, buying a home is stressful enough, but one of the biggest deal killers isn't always the inspection or the financing or even the negotiations. It's the money. So getting deposits and down payments from point A to point B can turn into a nightmare sometimes when we've got the big banks involved. So I just wanted to share a story that I recently dealt with for some clients of mine. They were looking to transfer money. So, you know, you get money from in all different accounts, and then you want to combine it into one account to provide a bank draft to the lawyer, which is done usually just a few days before the completion date or your move-in date.
Because people are cobbling together their down payment, right? They're taking
so they're bringing all the money into one account.
Taking some out of some investments.
Yes. So
maybe getting some gift money.
With banks, you can't just walk into the bank now and request to withdraw $15,000 cash, nor do you want to. So they give you a bank draft. You have to pay for the bank draft, of course, and then you are taking that bank draft and taking it over to another bank. In this particular situation, they take this $15,000 bank draft, walk it over to the other bank, and the other bank wants to hold the bank draft for 7 business days.
Wow.
But a bank draft is cash.
Been considered cash. And you can take a bank draft, and the whole point of that is, you know, you may as well just bring a regular check at that point. What's the point of a bank draft if there's a 7-day hold?
Paying the money to get the bank draft. So what I got on the phone, I was with the clients, they're with the teller, and it was comical. I come from a banking background. I know you can get, there's exceptions can be made. There's managers that can override hold policies, etc. So I had a conversation with this teller, and it was, oh, well, all our managers are in a meeting right now, so we can't do anything about that. And I said, okay, so are you telling me the client literally has the receipt for the bank draft they purchased at Bank A, and you can't call that bank and verify that that bank draft was issued? Nope, we can't. Banks don't answer the phones anymore. You know that. I said, actually, you're right. They don't. But how is that the client's fault?
Yeah. Banks making record profits. And I guess one of the ways they're making record profits is by not answering the phone. That's horrible.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, we ended up getting the managers that were all at a meeting, so they couldn't deal with it that day. But first thing the next morning, I said, this should be released. There should be no reason why a hold should be placed on this money. So anyways, we were able to get it sorted out, but not with a lot of added stress. And to the point.
I have a question. So could the buyer not have just deposited the bank draft at the brokerage?
They could have taken it they could have got separate money, right, and taken the bank draft, had a bank draft payable to the lawyers in trust from the different bank accounts. They didn't realize the challenge it was going to cause. I mean, they thought, like you said, they thought that the bank draft was cash. They're doing it. They don't want to carry $15,000 cash from one bank to another. We'll get a bank draft because that's what we're accustomed to do. Because you also can't get an e-transfer for $15,000 either.
No, you can't.
I have a question. Did the receiving bank, is this a problem with the teller, or is this a problem with the bank?
It's the bank policy that I was informed came into place a year ago for holding bank drafts.
Now, is this bank policy at multiple banks? Have you confirmed which banks this is policy at? Is this across the board? Is this just the big banks? Is it
this is the
legislation related?
The color of your shirt.
This shirt. Okay.
That was the bank that we were having an issue with. And
but it's possible other banks could have that same issue.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, to be clear, this was someone looking to, because we, from the realtor perspective, we don't always see this side of it, but we see the deposit side of it, where somebody goes to the bank, gets their deposit, usually in the form of bank draft, and brings it into the brokerage. And if they were cobbling money together, they might move it between accounts or different banks, and a husband, wife buying, and they've got their own accounts and so forth. But you're also talking about, and I think this was the situation you're referring to, is where there was actually, they put their deposit down, it was entrusted the brokerage, but now comes time to actually pay the balance at closing. And so they're going to put the rest of their down payment down by getting a bank draft to take to their lawyer. Mm-hmm. And in order to do that, they were cobbling some of their funds together into one account to get one bank draft for the lawyer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And the timing of that, you're doing that just a few days before the closing date. So you can't
wait 7 days
for a week on some of that money.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just saying this because I'm not sure if you can see my hands up, Andrew.
I can't.
Okay. Okay, I just want to say this also happens with Tangerine and other banks like that. So if you're banking virtually, this is an issue. This is a big issue.
The main thing is, the main message here, Jen, is make sure those ducks are in a row weeks and weeks before the closing.
Yes.
Okay, I agree, but I will also say that it is hard to do that because the lawyer, you're dependent on the lawyer to give you the amount of money. It depends if you have to tell the lawyer to get their papers in order to give you the instruction for you to know how much you have to bring.
Yeah. Well, the lawyers, so this is interesting. The banks are holding 7 days, but the lawyers aren't. And this can have knockoff effect, unintended consequences all down the line, I would assume. And so let's take a step back. Are the banks concerned about fraud? Is there more fraud when it comes to bank drafts? I mean, I guess the quality and the possibility of making forgeries is so much higher these days.
I think the issue with the bank drafts is that you can technically put a stop payment on a bank draft.
So is a certified check better? No. Okay. Interesting.
Because you can put a stop payment on a certified check, I believe, as well.
I mean, this goes back to nobody wants cash, but it just goes back to why cash is king. I mean,
everybody carry big wad
of cash. Yeah.
Well, and that was the funny thing. I enjoy these challenges coming from the banking background when I get presented with, nope, can't do that. And it was like, so the solution here is the client needs to go back to their originating bank and take out the cash. Well, they can't do that because the bank wouldn't have enough cash. Like, I know. Exactly. Go ahead.
It speaks to actually private banking and why it might be a good idea to go with private banking, honestly, because then you have somebody at the bank who's actually looking over your shoulder for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I've had some clients.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've had some clients with RBC actually who, the private banking person has done a great job in just making sure that the money is there. So yeah, I get it. I get the issue, but I think sometimes there's some benefits just to have somebody stick handling. Same with a mortgage broker, right? You're stick handling behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yep. Well, this is the thing, once, how do I put, we don't know what we don't know. And it's a constantly shifting sands, constantly changing landscape here for us, even as realtors. And so there's a much better chance we're going to be aware of these changes. And it trickles down, like Jen, you had this experience. This is the first time you've had this experience. Now we're alive to that. And now we need to be making sure our clients are aware. And what's the best solution? I mean, the other thing we haven't really talked about is the interbank transfers where, someone does an actual bank transfer, bank to bank.
They are limited though in funds.
No, we're not talking e-transfer. I'm talking about going and doing an actual with the SWIFT code and all that stuff where they,
the wire transfers,
wire transfer, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's still timing issues with those as well.
Yes. So those take 2 days, I'm told. So
Better
actually,
than 7.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I actually had a subject removal this week, and we did a wire transfer just because the person wasn't available, and their investment advisor actually coordinated the whole thing. And it's funny because originally we had 2 days after subject removal, but because of the extension and the buyer was going to be out of town, I changed it to 3 days just in case, because you never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, it's all good. What a great topic.
Yeah, thank you, Jen, for bringing this to our attention. And I mean, I think maybe we can have an update later, because it would be good to know if this is, you know, a broader policy, if this is something that's coming down the pipes for the other banks, if what the workaround is, and what our best, you know, what our best advice we can give to our clients, so that so they're not caught up in this. Because for better or for worse, even if it's not technically, you know, your fault, if you're in breach on your contract for not bringing money on time, you're in breach. And you know, there's domino effects of, if you're not closing on time for your property, if that funds are then due to go to another property that you're closing on, that you're buying, and then that those folks are then buying something else, which they're dependent on the money you've provided, and so on and so forth. And you've got this, just all the dominoes break down.
Well, I think also, so you, rather than, because we often have people deposit directly into our account, our brokerage account now. So they'll walk the check over and deposit it. So there won't be a hold on a deposit. And if there's a hold, that's okay, because it won't affect, the money's still there. But it's, the question is when the payout has to happen. So there's a transfer of money to the lawyer then has to pay it out. That's the issue. Yeah.
Again, with the deposit, it's usually weeks to months before the closing. There's lots of time to work those things out. But when the closing is on, you know, 3 days from now, and your lawyer has given you instructions to bring in a bank draft, yeah, I mean, maybe you're the first person here to, I mean, have you talked to your colleagues about this, or other people experiencing this? I'm really curious to know how wide and deep this goes, because it seems to me very problematic.
Yeah, it can be. And it's definitely, I mean, with my clients, I appreciate, you know, he brought me in right away. Or I always say, if you ever have any issues transferring money, reach out to me. I frankly enjoy the challenge in dealing with bank tellers sometimes.
Well,
but
you know,
sorry.
Yeah, you're a problem solver, and that's the whole point of having someone in your corner, to be able to go and do these things, because you know, you've got the connections at the banks, you know who to talk to, you know what to say and how to say it. And you know, even we don't necessarily have those inroads in that area of this business. So you just helped some of my clients recently where there was some questions about requiring a letter from the accountant. And you were able to work that out. And and you, as you said, it's a bit of a challenge, but unless you get the call, and unless you're aware of there's a problem, there's not much you can do, right? Yeah. We only can help solve problems that we're aware of. So,
well, and honestly, in comparing, sorry, Jane, in comparing those, looking at those two situations, like the bank draft situation and the situation you're mentioning, dealing with people that aren't wanting to solve the problem, they're wanting to be difficult. You know, they're not in it to help the client. So
my father has always said, be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Yeah.
And that's our,
I just want to say also that it's important wherever, like if you are planning to have your money in place and you're going to be making a purchase, is that move that money now, have it in your account for a long time so that there aren't any holds. And recently what I did with an offer was I asked the broker, who is somebody I'd never met before, to please give a testimonial. And we included that with the offer to show that our clients were bona fide buyers. So, you know, I think the flow of money is very important, and people don't pay attention. They just assume it's there. So, and especially if you're using a virtual company. Jen?
One more point to that is keep all documentation, receipts. So if you're transferring it from overseas or wire transfers or from, just keep all the receipts so that if needed, we can show the whole paper trail.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to send this to them after, because I think it's so important. I think people really need to focus on that paper trail.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all about the story, right? Nobody wants to give money without a support behind that. And the story that you have, meaning there's a better word for this, but yeah, this, how do you support your argument for being given money? Because you're being given potentially, $1 million or more by strangers, and they definitely have the right to vet that.
True.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Any closing remarks, Jen?
I think we covered it. That was great. It was a good chat.
Excellent.
Okay. If you guys know anybody who's buying a home and they need to get their money in order, maybe you should share this with them. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. Also, we had 3 likes today. Yay!
3,000 likes?
Yes, 3,000 likes. Andrew, how do people reach you?
Yeah, call me tomorrow. I'll be back in action. After tomorrow, 250-360-6106 is the phone/text. You can email me at info@andrewplank.com. Realvibe.ca is our website as well, and you can also reach me through the Real Vibe website and use a contact there. Thanks, guys.
Okay, you're welcome. Jen, how do people reach you?
I am at Dominion Lending Center's Modern Mortgage Group. My cell number is 250-217-4925. Email is jen@jenlow.ca, and my website is jenlow.ca. Oh my goodness, that looks absolutely amazing.
And while you enjoy the view with Andrew and his fingers, you can reach me. My name is Jane Johnston. I'm with the Briar Hill Group. My number is 250-744-0775. These guys kill me. You can reach me by email, jane@briarhillgroup.com. I'm changing my email, and we are always available at briarhillgroup.com because we work 24/7. Just kidding. And follow me for information on lifestyle in Victoria at realtyteacher_remax_Victoria. And I have one funny story. Yesterday, I was standing on top of a building, Mermaid Wharf, and I took a picture of some people from my rowing club down. And my rowing team was all upset because they thought I was using a, what do you call it? They thought basically I was taking the picture from the air, and they're like, what are you doing using a drone? And anyway,
because you can't use a drone in the area because it's a flight path.
Oh,
yeah.
But anyway, we posted a video of the harbor yesterday, and it's just so spectacular. You guys, if you have a moment this week, go down to the harbor, enjoy our 3-dimensional harbor with the planes, the pickle boats, and all the people. It's really fabulous.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, see you next Thursday, 9:30. Bye.
Thursday. Bye, guys.